Okay, so due to the time shortage, for the 15-minute time limitation, I'm gonna like explain everything very fast without like explaining in very much detail. So first thing is X open source 500 says that it is POSIX 1995. This is needed for the NFTW. The latest is 800, and I've tried different combinations, but this is needed. Without it, it does not work. The NFTW function needs this. And these are the things that I kept here. The system.h and unistud, I haven't used them, but I still kept them just for the sake of it. These are the variables that I use throughout my programs are global variables. So the first function is ls. So ls is pretty simple. First, I call the nftw, and it calls list callback in a loop. And list callback just prints the fpath. Similarly, the ext callback is also same. The difference is that it takes a file extension and it keeps a file count. And after calling the nftw, it goes like this. It prints the fpath only if the file extension matches the fpath. Okay. The count callback is for the fc and dc. fc and dc is file count and directory count, and both are done together with this count callback. And when I call the nftw, what it does is it checks the type flag. If the type flag is ftwf, which is regular file, then it is file count is incremented. Otherwise, the directory count is incremented if it is ftwd. These are type flags defined in nftw function. Then comes the fs function. The fs function, what it does is gets the whole size of each files. It gets the each file size, and also I keep this variable total size. This is a global variable, and I calculate the total size through this. Then the copy file function, it has two sub functions. So I have three variables here, and then I call the nftw with the copy callback. The copy callback, what it does is at first it creates a dynamic variable, which I free afterwards. And then this is just a checking. And then I just concatenate the destination path with the source path. So then what I do is I do the umask. Umask, first I set it to 000, and then I set it back. I have two types. I have directory and file. So for directory, I create a new directory with mkdir. And if it is a file, first thing I check if the file extension is given or not. If the file extension is given, then I compare it. If the file extension matches, then I do not copy it. I free the new path and just return. And if the file extension does not match, I copy the file. The copying file function is pretty simple. In the read-only mode, I open the file and I read it. And in the write-only, create and truncated it. Just for safety, I keep it like this. I open the file for writing. The first thing I do is I read and the bytes, and then I write. And these bytes needs to be equal, because I know that while I'm trying to read and write, they must be equal. If there is any error during the reading, an error is given. The next function is move directory. It's very simple. It just first copies the directory, just using the copy function from before. And then with an nftw call, it calls a remove callback, which deletes the directory. And the delete directory is done simply with a type flag check. The type flag, if it is a file, and then I just use remove. And if it is a directory path, then I use rmdir. And this is just an error checking if anything goes wrong. Then there's a delete callback function. The delete callback function, it just checks with the file extension that is given. It's kept as a global variable. And then the delete callback function is called. And if it is a file path, I did not consider this as a directory. I only consider it as a file. And then I just delete the file. This is the main program. I expect three variables, three arguments. 1, 2, 3, that is by argument count. If it is less than 3, it gives a message. This part, I just check with each values. And if it does not match, I put this message. So that's it for the code explanation. Thank you. Okay, let's start seeing the code in action. So for the first, let's see the bash file, uh, cat.bashrc. As you can see, there is one command right at the top. Export path is equals to home uh, colon home showed 4f is practice. So this practice folder is concatenated with the path variable. So for the every time I turn on the system, this will work. That is why I don't have to write this command anymore, like dot slash. So let's go to the practice folder. I have kept it in the assignments folder too, but practice folder has a lot other files and everything. That's why it will be better to showcase. Okay, so I can see a folder here, level 1. There's a folder with other subfolders. So it has some other files too inside. So it will be easier to showcase the code in action. So for now, let's start with the ls command. First, let's get it screen. So my code name is dtree2. I was working on dtree, but there was something wrong with the code. So the second file is dtree2. And the first command I'm going to try is ls, and it's going to be the current directory, and it shows all the files, including the subfolders too. As you can see, if I ls level 1, which is a folder, it has chuck dummy.c, which are shown at the beginning. So what nftw function does, it traverses file in a recursive manner. It first goes down and shows all the level 1 folders contents, and then comes out and then shows the other contents. So I'm using nftw and just printing that with the fpath. Okay, let's clear the screen and go see the next command. It is dtree2 ext, so file name extensions, the current folder, and let's see all the text files here. So these are all the text files available in this directory. Then if I say dtree2 ext dot, this is the current folder, and dot c files, all the dot c files in this directory, including the subfolders. Okay. I just see ls. Atlas Canada. So the next thing I have to do is the fc command. So dtree is a file count. Current directory has 26 files, including the subfolder. And if I do a directory count, dtree2, the directory count, sorry, it's the wrong command. So I say dtree2 expects at least 2 command arguments. So since I did only 2 commands, arguments, dtree2 is a 1 and dc is another one. So I have only 2 command arguments. That's why it's giving an error. This is I put it there. So dtree2 dc, the current directory, has 2 directories inside here. So level 1 is one directory, and it considers it itself a one directory. So it has 2 directories. Okay. Anything else? Let's see the file size command. First, clear the screen. dtree2 fs, and let's say the current directory. We can see all the file sizes. Okay, file size is done. Then let's see the copy command. So if I say, let's see ls level 1. This is a folder I'm going to copy. So this has chalk, dummy.c, and everything. So I don't have any other folders here now in this directory. So let's do this on dtree2 copy. The source directory will be level 1, and the new directory, the destination directory, will be copied 1. So this is just something I printed for myself for to see how it works. Okay, and let's see the ls. So the copied one is there. If I do ls copied one, you can see there's like chug, dummy.c, sorted people, everything from the level one is copied. Another functionality of the copy call is having a file extension. If I give a file extension, then it will not copy that file extension. So let's first clear the screen and give an ls level 1 and do something like dtree2 copy. Source will be again level 1. Destination will be copied 2. This time we'll give a file extension. Let's just say I don't want any .txt files. Okay, so this is showing all of them because it's traversing all of them, but all of them will not be copied. So if I say ls copy 2, sorry, it's a typo, ls copy 2. So there is only chuck and dummy.c in copied 2, but in level 1 there is like first file.txt, people.txt. So the txt files are not copied. So copy is working correctly. Let's see the move function. Okay, so let's just clear the screen. I have something like ls. Let's see what I have. I have copied 1, copied 2, and level 1. Let's move the copied 1 to moved 1. 2 and b. Copied 1 will be moved to moved 1. So, like I said, it's just for myself how it works. Okay, then if I just do an ls, I can see copied 2, level 1, and moved 1. Copied 1 is gone. So like I said before, how it works is it first copies the files, uses the same copy function, and then it just removes the source directory. So that was move. The last function is delete. Okay, let's find something to delete. Let's go to copy 2. Or no, copy 2 has only 2. First, let's go to move 1. So ls move to 1. It has these files. Let's say I want to delete all the txt files. So I could say dtree2. I want to delete. Which directory? I want to go to moved 1. This is the directory I want to go. And all the txt files needs to be deleted. So all these txt files should be deleted now. So if I do ls moved 1, see all the txt files are deleted and only the chuck and dummy.c stays. So that's it. Thank you.